Viper Cache Review. Welcome to my Viper Cache Review. Hi, this is Pedro and welcome to my Viper Cache Review. This is Pedro, the marketer guitarist, and today I'm really very happy to show you a review of this amazing WordPress plugin. So if you have a WordPress blog or site or website or landing pages, you definitely need this plugin. This is an amazing plugin that is going to speed up the loading of your pages and your blogs. This is a plugin that this is a WordPress plugin that you are going to definitely need, because Google is going to change these policies in just a few days. And it's very important that the sites load very fast, because if you don't have a good loading speed on your blog or website, Google is not going to show to other people at the Google searches. Google is not going to index these blogs and these sites. This is a new policy of Google. And what this plugin does is that it's going to speed up your site a lot of times. And I'm going to show you, because I did a test myself in my blog, and this is really amazing. So you don't want to lose clients. A lot of times people go to our blogs and sites via mobile, and if it takes a lot of time to load up, they just bounce away. So you don't want to lose these potential clients that you can get. So I'm going to make a short review of Viper Cache, and please stay with me till the end, where you're going to see the amazing bonus that I have to offer you if you buy it with my link. So before to jump into the Viper Cache program, I'm going to show you the bonuses that you get if you buy Viper Cache with my link. The first program you are going to get, this is an amazing training from John Armstrong. Actually, I have this training. It's called Mobily, and this is an amazing training that is still actual, that shows you how you can make product reviews at YouTube and get a lot of money. So I really love this program. This was one of the first programs of Channel Armstrong, and I'm very happy that it's offering this now for free. Then I get the 2 awesome traffic methods to use with Viper Cache. So this is very important. This is going to get you a lot of traffic, and I'm sure you're going to love this tutorial. Then you're going to get 4 ways to get instant design inspiration. This is important because the number of images that you put in your website, the links, everything, it's important for the load of your WordPress blog or website. So this is going to show you how you can do that and not lose any quality. And this is going to show how you can do that so that you get the most speed and still not losing quality. And you're going to get also a lot of design inspiration for your new blog sites. Then you're going to get Jono's proven $1 million in 365 days blueprint. This is a very good strategy that actually we are having access to this at the Ministry of Freedom. I'm at the Ministry of Freedom. If you want to see how I did $10,000, and this is true, you can see I show my live case study, how I did $10,000 in 2 months with Ministry of Freedom. Just check the link below my video description and you can access to this training, which is an amazing training. And basically this tutorial is going to show you a little bit of what we do there. Then of course you get the special bonuses from the vendor. So what is Viper Cache? Basically, this is a plugin that is going to make your WordPress sites up to 10 times plus faster in just 1 click. This is a cache that it doesn't slow your server, and you can speed up your WordPress sites before you get hit by the future Google speed slap, because Google is going to change these policies in just a few days, and a lot of sites are not going to be indexed or shown at the Google searches if they are not fast enough. So caching is a #1 way to speed up any WordPress site. However, a lot of current cache plugins have problems which affect the user experience and the site performance. One of the biggest problems is that the current cache plugins are complicated. You need a university degree to find your way around cache settings nowadays. So just get one setting wrong and your site is going to break. The problem number 2 is that free cache plugins are frequently hacked. So there's been a lot of vulnerabilities in popular cache plugins in the last 3 years alone. So you don't want to use a cache plugin that has these problems and that is going to be hacked. The problem number 3 is that your current cache plugins hog your processor memory. So say that you have a site with 100 pages and you make one text change to one page. Then with the current cache plugins, all 100 cached pages will be deleted and your site now has to rebuild every cached page, hogging your server, processor and memory. This is a big problem because it's going to decrease the performance of your processor. Then the most common problem with cache plugins is that usually it clashes with many common themes and plugins. I got that experience. A lot of times when I upload a WordPress plugin for cache at my website, it interferes with my theme and then it shows up some stuff that I don't want it shows in my pages and things like that. So it can give problems to the appearance of the site and it can also slow down and disable other plugins. So I'm going to show you an experience that I did with my WordPress site. I'm going to show you here. As you can see, I installed the Viper cache. You can see here. So I have here the settings, everything is on right now, and this made a huge difference on my blog. So I did a test with this page of my blog, which has a lot of stuff on it, so that I could see what's the speed. So this takes a little bit to analyze, and it's going to show the loading speed at the mobile and at the desktop. So as you can see, at the mobile I get the speed of 95 and at desktop I get the speed of 100. This couldn't be better. This shows that this plugin works really like hell, because before on the mobile I was getting like 55 to 65 of speed and desktop I was having like 80. So this is the proof that this plugin works very well. Anyway, I'm going to show you now a small demo from the vendor where it's going to show you how this plugin works.
Hi and welcome. We've got another quick video, this time on site speed or page load speed. Now if you pop does page load speed affect SEO in Google, you get the answer, and if you scroll down you'll see the lots of articles here on the fact that if your site or page loads slowly, you're going to rank worse in Google. Basically, like Google likes your page to be fast, and the simple process of looking at it is you count to 3. So the human response normally is 1, 2, page is taking too long to load, bored, going elsewhere, gone. Basically, if your page or your site takes more than 3 seconds to 4 seconds to load, you are going to be losing visitors, which is why Google doesn't like it. So you've got to make sure your site loads as quickly as possible, which is where WordPress cache plugins come in. Unfortunately, they're not as good as most of them would have you believe. Okay, this video is not going to be about going through all those different cache plugins and testing them all. It's going to be about one particular plugin that I believe is the best based on my testing, but I will declare the fact that I know the guys behind it, and if you go through from a link below this video and buy a copy, I will probably get a commission, hopefully. But it is based on this being really good. Okay, what I'm going to do is run through a speed test so you can see what it will do to your page load speed. Okay, so here we are on a site called GT Metrics, and it's a free site that will test your page load speed. So all I'm going to do is pop in the URL for one of my many test blogs, click on test your site, and it will take a few moments to run. Now there is a note here, I'm actually running this in an incognito browser because I'm actually logged into this site in a different browser. I'm actually logged in Microsoft Edge, because when you're logged into WordPress, if you run the test in the same browser, it will load quicker because stuff is already loaded up. Now there we go, we've got the results up. And as you can see, the page load speed isn't particularly brilliant, 79%, 3.5 seconds. So what we're going to do now is pop across to my Microsoft Edge browser where I'm actually logged into the site, and I'm going to click on Upload Plugin, browse to where the plugin is, simply choose the plugin, which is called Viper Cache. Click on Install Now. It'll take a second or two to install it. And once it's installed, basically I'm going to go into the menu and activate it as well, make sure it's actually working. So it'll take a second or two. And as you can see, it's saying Viper Cache is activated, but it's unlicensed. So I'm actually going to pause the video for just a moment or two while I pop in my license key, because I don't want you copying my license key. I'll be straight back in just a moment. Okay, so I've activated my license and I've quickly come into the Viper Cache settings and enabled it, switched it on basically. I've also enabled HTTPS because I've got a SSL certificate on this site. There are some extra bits here that I can switch on, play with, but the main thing is switch it on. Okay, so let's go back across to Gmetrics. So we're now back on the Gmetrics site with the initial results that we got. We can see 3.5 seconds as a page load speed. Let's go back to a new browser for Gmetrics, new window, pop in the URL again, click on test your site, and it will take a few seconds to run. It's going to rerun all the tests for me. Adding job to queue, it says fetching site. Should only take another moment or two, and I'll keep talking while it's running. We're almost there. There we go. Okay, now you can see we're now at 1.8 seconds. If we simply pop back to those results again, you can see originally it was 3.5 seconds for our load speed, and the scores were C in the 70s. The actual score doesn't seem to have gone up much, it is in the green, but the page load speed is almost halved. Okay, so that's a massive difference. Now there are more things that we can do to speed up our site load speed. For instance, if we went back to the plugin itself, we could also enable file image size fixing, which you'll notice if we come back here is something that says surf scaled images. If we improve that through the plugin, that will push our scores further up. There's other bits we can do. Again, the improvement simply from switching the basic defaults for the cache plugin on are pretty significant, but there's more we can do with the plugin as well. So you can see the kind of difference using the right cache plugin makes. A Viper Cache is by far my preferred recommendation. It does the job and it does it really well. Now, one quick note, when you first install the cache plugin, before you come and run the speed test, it is actually worth loading up the site itself. It depends on how many visitors you get to your site. This site gets quite a few visitors, so it's likely someone's already hit the site and initiated the cache itself, so it's done its job. Whereas if your site isn't getting a lot of visitors, you might want to just go to the site, put it in your browser, refresh the site, just so the cache has done its job and created a cached version of the page, then run the speed test, because that's when the speed increase will kick in because of that caching. Okay, so that's a pretty quick demonstration video of how to speed up your page load times. If you want to get a copy of that particular WordPress plugin yourself, you can find it on vipercache.com. So feel free to pop over there and have a look and check it out for yourself. Thanks very much for watching.
So I hope you enjoyed this small demo from the vendor, and my final conclusion for this program is 10 stars out of 10. This is really an amazing plugin for WordPress. Everybody needs this plugin. This is going to make miracles in your blog speed. So talking now about the price and the upsells. If you buy the front end, you have to pay $17. If you buy the upsell number 1, you're going to get the WordPress Profiler plus agency license. This is another plugin also. If you get upsell number 2, you get the WordPress Toolkit Pro plugins bundle, which costs $97. And if you get upsell number 3, you get the Site Health Check and plugin setup for $75. These are all very good upsells and plugins from the WordPress Toolkit company, and I'm sure that you are going to enjoy that. So that's it about my WordPress Viper Cache plugin review. I hope you enjoyed this Viper Cache review, and please, before to leave, hit the button below, subscribe my channel, and give a like to this video. I really would appreciate. So I really would appreciate, because that is going to keep me doing these reviews and tutorials for you. I hope you enjoyed this review, and see you next time. Please be safe. Bye bye and take care.